grasp over through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
That's it, baby. Let's get set. Waiting. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Yeah.
On second down, Swift. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Lions on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11.
Lucky.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. On 4th down, on is the punter, Colby Wadman. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it, taking over a 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Watson. Flush to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one out close. Closer to midfield across the 45.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Watson now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
We're set. 19. 25's the mic. I'm coming. I'm coming. You better get ready. I'm coming. Watch the safety creep. 24.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I got you. I got you.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Reset. 19. 25's the mic. Alert.
They'll run on first down. Sanders. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. On 2nd down now. It's Sanders. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On first down, Swift, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll go as a loss.
Set, blue 60. Check 53. Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. They have not gotten him going at all. Trying to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here comes the Lions punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. The quick feet by Jackson. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 44-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
And 10 at the 44-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. After the run, Watson going to throw. Oh, spinning away. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Here's Watson. And he connects with Ertz. 25 yards that time.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Give them 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Another run with Sanders. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Set, 19, 51, watch the 24, shoot,
They'll try to run with Sanders. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. On that sideline, they're saying that was more like it. The first down run went backwards, that time into the end zone.
And I like their little bit of courage in play calling, too. Because after an unsuccessful run, especially one where you lose yardage, you oftentimes go right to throwing the football. They came right back with a running play, and it paid off handsomely.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike 53. He runs.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Set. 280. 21. Check Mike 21. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Check 3. Alert.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he gets this one down to the 24. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 24. And runs like that with explosiveness. That's what this rookie can bring to the table.
And add to it speed, patience, vision. A rookie has all of that. That's usually a veteran's combo plate. I love this guy.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Eagles' 23-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Again, it's Johnson. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Mike. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. 1-yard gains are trending the same result on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. This will be, 38 yards out. And Prater's not going to get this one. Missed it. No good. Wide to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the ring, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half-second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
up second and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Right. He's tight right. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
With
Four
the
down.
score, Eagles 40, Lions nothing.
Rip right.
Looking to throw on second down. Watson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
They still can't get it. He may try and run for this. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here comes Amendola. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Lions will take over.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They'll run on first down. Swift takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the
Let's go.
27-yard line.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Here we go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. With it is Jackson. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 41-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
23 yards the pickup there.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why he ended up having to go up one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. Here's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Jamie Collins in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Another try after the first down sack. Watson. He'll hit Jackson complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards the pickup there. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete.